Hello everyone, welcome back with Mr. Banda. Today I'm coming back to you with another platform for us to review. The platform we'll be reviewing today is called Fundrise. And for those who are not familiar with Fundrise is, it's a platform that or crowdsourcing platform for real estate. So it's for pretty much people who would like to start investing outside of the stock market and specifically in the real estate. So this company currently manages around $4.9 billion worth of real estate from multifamily housing all the way to commercial spaces and buildings, and it enables anybody within in US to invest from as little as $500 in these private shares and start investing. Now, Fundrise started just like around 11 years ago, and they started by $25 million. Today, this company worth more than $5 billion. So you can imagine between the increase in real estate and between the way they are managing stuff, they're clearly doing something good out there or something right. Now, I want to dig more into the application and give you an overview of my account and how does it look like and what to expect if you are starting investing, especially now in 2021 after the real estate had a very hard year last year. But before I get there, I want to highlight stuff. So Fundrise is a great idea for people who would like to do diversification. Again, most people when they do investments, they go for the stock market, and this is the right place to get started after definitely having some money in your saving account. But after that, if you want to start doing diversification, real Fundrise is one of the platforms that seems to be more promising than its competitor, and we will be touching on some of its competitors as well shortly after. So if you would like to see more of Fundrise and their competitor, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel, and we'll make sure you will see some of the other platforms as well that does something similar to this. This being said, Fundrise, since they are doing a private real estate, it's not a platform for people to put their money in and expect to be able to withdraw it in the short term. So if you have a $500 or $1,000 and you believe you're going to need that money within the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, do not put your money in Fundrise or honestly in the real estate outside of the stock market. And the reason for that is these companies are more of looking for long-term growth. Appreciation takes a long time to build up there, and these companies would not give you the liquidity to withdraw the money. So if you go to some of the reviews on the App Store or Google Play, you will find a lot of people who are upset mainly because they deposited $10,000 and they could not withdraw it the next day. And it's really, really sad that people are not going and doing their homework to understand that usually when you invest in real estate, you cannot just withdraw your money. It's just like buying your own house. You can buy your house today, but there's no guarantee you'll be able to sell it tomorrow. Now, again, Fundrise do actually give an opportunity for people to withdraw their money. So you buy the share, next quarter you are able to sell. If you withdraw within the first 5 years, you will acquire a penalty and you may actually end up losing money. So keep that in mind. Do not put money that you believe you're going to need it on the short term. The good news about Fundrise, on the other hand, they have a really good portfolio of good quality real estates that I believe they would perform well even in, if the real estate actually crashed, which is there seems to be some red flags about the real estate in 2021. Between the prices going to continue going higher, while other people are predicting that the real estate market may collapse as soon as there become more availability of houses and more people lose their job and more houses go back to the market because of foreclosure. Again, regardless of either way it goes, I believe actually Fundrise is well positioned to continue doing well within the next period. And the reason for that is they are investing in multi-family houses. So if people would actually end up in a real estate crisis and people start moving to rental, it means they are moving to places like, real estates that owned by company like Fundrise. The commercial stuff, they are doing manufacturing or hotels. These places are more likely to survive either way. So they are not investing in single houses, and from my preview, I think that's a good thing. Now, this being said, Fundrise, as far as the return, do not expect or do not compare the return. If you bought stocks last March and your stock bumped up, do not expect this to happen with Fundrise. This is, I guess, the disadvantage of the private real estate, right? There is a growth on the long term. It's much more steady, more stable, and you are not going to have the fuzz you are having with companies in the stock market that can just collapse or go up and dance. It's more providing you that additional pillar of secure long-term saving. Again, you are doing a private investment. The SEC generally considered any private investment is risky, and it makes sense because you will not be able to see the records. Not everything is not public, just as it is the case with the public REITs. So keep these stuff in mind before we get in. Now I'm gonna go ahead and dig into Fundrise. I personally think it's a good idea to diversify and building and supplement income for your passive income. Pretty much you can put the money and just forget about it and start getting the dividends and see how the appreciation actually work for you. So why don't we go ahead and dig a little bit deeper in Fundrise itself. So I'm gonna go ahead and log in my account. All right, so I started investing just around 7 months ago, last June. I actually bought 2,300 over a period of time, and it's accumulated just around 62, I guess, in total return. Again, it looks pretty small, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are gonna look at this and say, hey, the stock market went up. If I put my money in the stock, awesome, put your money in stock. We are not asking you to switch from the stock to the real estate. It's a very bad idea. But this is about adding that diversification, making sure your investment, your portfolio, whether you are building a growth for your retirement or just want to build a passive income so you can live your life after and retire early, whatever the case is, you want to add the diversification value. Fundrise actually performed a little bit over, I guess, 7%, around 8% last year. You can see the stock market did definitely higher in 2020, but it did much better than the real estate trust that actually traded publicly. So keep that in mind. And we did not have any issue with the dividends. They were able to issue it. There was no freezing there. Now, one thing I want to caution about happened in 2020 that also got a lot of people who invested in Fundrise angry. It was them freezing people withdrawals. So Fundrise, when you are signing up, giving themselves the right to actually go ahead and hold your money and can hold it for as long as they want. So they elected in 2020, and still, if I want to request a withdrawal now, they will not let me withdraw the money. And the reason they are doing that, in order with the pandemic, a lot of people start losing the job, and their first thing is, I want to liquidate all of my money. I'm going to go sell my shares in Fundrise. Well, in order to protect every other investor, they said, we cannot do that. We're going to have to freeze it. So keep that in mind. As I highlighted, this is a long-term investment. Whatever you put in as a capital, don't expect it to be withdrawn. Now, Fundrise gives you a couple of options if you want to withdraw your dividend. So when you are investing, actually, you have two things you're going to earn with Fundrise. It is the dividends that you would be earning from from the real estate, whether it's rent or loans that's being paid off, or however the case is. And they have something called appreciation, and these are the actually equity part. So whatever share you have in equity, it's growing in value over time, and it's translating here. Now, you may say this is very small, and I will tell you, yes, it takes them like a year for everything to actually round up. For me, I have only maybe 4 of, I guess, my portfolios that are already considered stable. So operating 1, operating, I think 2, we having maybe 3 or 4 of my REITs that already in operating situation. Either we're gonna find them still stabilizing. I got 2 stabilizing, and the rest are still ramping up. And what happened is, once they are actually operating state, it means now I'm earning what they are expecting me to earn for that portfolio. So And if it's already still in stabilizing or ramping up, it means they are still acquiring real estate. It's still very early phase. Don't expect any return or a very low return. So don't get discouraged. Don't feel like, oh, I bought my money 3 months ago or months ago and I did not get the proper return. You need to take that 1 year period before you say so. So keep that in mind. So my first dividend, I think it was in July. I guess I got like $1, and it makes sense. I invested just like a few months before that, or a few weeks. My last dividend, it was just around 12 something. And this is another thing for those that you want to keep eye. The dividend will be cashed out for you. So if you decided that you don't want to reinvest it, you can get your dividend every quarter, whatever dividend earned in these 3 months. So they do it in March, they do it in June. Well, technically after June. So your second quarter, you will get the dividend around beginning of July and so on. So it takes place 4 times a year. The appreciation itself, of course, is not going to be cashed out. So yes, you are earning the money, the value is there, and you will be able to cash it out when you come to the withdrawal, hopefully like 5 years or 10 years, depending on how long you want to keep the money in. Now, for the people who try to do dividend reinvestment, that's a question I noticed a lot of people asking. If I invest my dividend back in the portfolio, and for some reason, I noticed pretty much every YouTuber who ever reviewed Fundrise, they tend to do this. For some reason, they like to, hey, I'm going to invest money. I just want my money to be reinvested. I'm going to say I would caution them. I don't like the idea. I personally prefer I cash out the dividend. And the reason for that is Fundrise, every time you go ahead and keep the money or reinvesting it, they count it as a new investment. So let's say today is 2021, I invested in 2020, maybe 2025, I want to withdraw out of my earning. They're going to say, okay, the first investment amount and the appreciation, you can withdraw it, and now the dividend you're going to try to withdraw, we're going to consider them as a new investment. The investment I invest, or the dividend I earned in 2025, I cannot, or I'm supposed not to withdraw it until 2030, and if I try to withdraw it, I will acquire a penalty. So keep that in mind. It's a very important point. Now, they have a 3 investment plan: long-term, balanced, and income. I actually started as an income. You can change this often. I prefer to actually change it every time I try to invest money. And the reason for that is their portfolio of actually it changed, or the number of portfolio of REITs. So the way Fundrise actually work, if you come down here, what you are seeing on the right here, these are portfolios, or you can consider each one of them as a single REIT if you are familiar with the REIT in the real estate market. And each one of these actually is $50 million in value, with one exception is a brand new, REIT, which they call it interval fund. And for some reason, Fundrise is trying to push everybody to that brand new, shiny REIT of them. They claim they're going to provide much more benefit for it. I personally not happy about the whole interval fund, because before I can put, for example, $100 and it get diversified over 3-4 REITs. Now, if I want to deposit money, they actually going to put 80% or 90% of whatever money you put in that interval fund, and they're going to put a very small amount on your own REIT. So keep that in mind. There will be more push to the interval. Now, they claim the interval will be more accurate on the long term. They will allow people to withdraw their money on a quarterly basis without acquiring penalties. So we want to see how that's gonna round up. I think it's an advantage for people who will start wanna withdraw their money earlier. So again, this is a very brand new concept, just got added earlier this month. So it might be exciting. I want to see how exactly that's gonna go. Now, they actually keep you updated regarding the projects. You'll be able to see all of this information. What did they invest in? Which portfolio does it fall in? And did they put equity of various debt? Now, if you look at my portfolio on the right, I have actually 94 active projects. So my 2,300 or 2,388 right now, it's not being invested in one building. It's invested in 94 projects. And I'm going to take you through the projects in a minute. 60% of the money they invested for me is in the in debts, and 40% are in equity. And the reason for that, I invested more in the under the income plan or supplement income over the long term and balance. So I keep changing this one in order to add more diversification and get more projects. I love the idea of having money in more projects, so it make it safer investment for me overall. Now I'm gonna go in to show you, for example, how this project looks like. Let's go to this tab. I do apologize. These three tabs actually will just give you the news on the homepage. I'm more familiar with the app, and Fundrise, I give them a lot of credit for their mobile apps. They have done two of the most amazing mobile apps that you can actually find today, whether it's on iOS or in Android, in order to check your platform. Most reality crowdfunding platform, unfortunately, they are very poor when it comes to the mobile app experience. They say, we have a website, you don't need to come here. And it's shocking. It's not only for small platform, even big platforms that only accept accredited investors, they have the same mentality. We don't need to cater for the mobile app. And again, I'm pretty sure this is going to change over time. But for the current time being, it is the case, so let's keep that in mind. Now, in the performance tab, actually, it will try to give you some more information. So year-to-date return, I have not had a 1 year, so they cannot show me that per se. They can show me the annual returns. So I'm going to see here, for example, my annual return was around 3.6, comparing to the fact they performed something around 7.8. It actually come about right because I've been there only for half the year. It will show you how did my account do, I guess, over time. Again, it's the one thing I actually would recommend. If you would invest in Fundrise, do not put all of your money in the same time in the platform. Try to break it down over multiple ones. What you are seeing on the right here is the rating of each investment, and they have it between A to E. You can click in any of them and find the information. If you click, it actually will take you to that project. Again, I'm not going to touch much on that, but I would like to show you some of the properties they actually own and how do they look like. Again, they don't have picture for pretty much everyone, but they have a really good portfolio, and you will be able to see some of them in the platform itself. My internet is acting up. Okay, all right. So these actually are the portfolios. So you can count each one of these as a separate REIT. Technically, the balance ART, income 2, income 4, and so on. Again, most of them are still not operated. I'm really looking forward to get more of them operated, so I can start seeing more money. Now, they would show you increase on your portfolio of every night, and it's more an estimate, but I realize whatever they are showing every day is more of the dividend, and what you are seeing as a one-time thing every 3 months is the appreciation. So the appreciation is a real estate once every 3 months in order to add that for you. Now, if I go here, I can see pretty much every investment my money is in. I can click on it. I can see how much of it is, if it's equity, if it's debt, what exactly are you investing in. So new development for apartments. So this is gonna be rents. Again, a lot of apartments overall. They have other projects that's not apartment. If you dig in more, you're gonna find other stuff like hotel investment, commercial investment. Again, they are very thorough as far as digging into this. So they are doing a really good job in that point, and in this point. So let's go back here, and you can see it in a map. Actually, the mobile experience is super nice because you can even see pretty much every investment around you. So keep that in mind. Pretty much every dividend. So if they are sending me the dividend, I noticed something crazy about Fundrise. When they withdraw when they send me the dividend, I have, for example, how many portfolio here? 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe. I think I have around 13. If each one of these 13 made a dividend, whether it's 1 cent or 100, it doesn't matter. Each one of these three will actually send me the money separately. So I will start seeing 12 or 13 transactions on my bank account, all coming from Fundrise, each one with a name coded for the REIT itself. So I think that's an interesting thing happening over there. Again, you find your transaction. So this is kind of an overview. Again, you can look in more into this and dig into it. I'm hoping over the next maybe year or two, I am gonna keep adding some additional videos every quarter or every 2 quarters, depend on your preference, guys. So please feel free to put it in the comment if you want to see how am I doing every quarter or how am I doing every 6 months. And I will make sure we post an update to show everybody how this is overall doing. Again, I believe Fundrise is a good platform for people who want to get started in the real estate without putting a serious amount of money and without taking as much risk as owning your own real estate and rent it out. This is a passive income. For the long term, it sounds very promising. If it started doing for me the same return I'm hoping for. So they are saying they are targeting around 8% every year. I think they came very close in 2020. 4% of that going to be cashed out in dividend, and around another 4. Again, it's not going to be accurate. It depends on this one. Maybe I get a little bit more than the 40, more like 60% come out. I'm assuming, I'm not really sure. And the other percentage are just appreciations that's increasing your portfolio and increasing your account, which I think is really good thing. So feel free to put your comment, and if you have any experience with Fundrise as well, share it with us. And if there's any other platform you would like me to review next other than Fundrise, just leave it in the comment and I would be more than happy to do so. I also gonna leave in the description a link to my own referrer. If you would like to support this channel, and if you're signing up to Fundrise, you're welcome to go ahead and use it. They are not really giving much for using the referrer. It's more like removing, I think, the advisor fee, which is a small amount for 3 months or so. So it's one way for you to go ahead and support that channel as well. With this, I'm gonna close up. Thank you very much, and stay tuned for our next video.